Alrighty, fanboys and fangirls, coming up on today's episode of Technoid, let's start off 2021 with a little bit of a bang as we're going to take a look at what we can expect from Apple going into 2021. Basically, what can we expect this year to bring us with all the goody tooties that Apple does, and then we'll talk about other companies later on down the road. And also, Samsung has a brand new television with HDR10 Plus with adaptive lighting. I know you guys don't know what that means, but I will explain that. All that on today's episode, so let's cue that intro. YouTube, what's poppin'? Michael here. Welcome back to the all-new looking show that we call Technoid. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you all are staying safe. Happy freaking New Year's, guys. We are in 2021. It is great to get out of that year that was 2020. Let's forget that ever happened. Although a year of my life has already passed, let's start anew. Welcome back, everyone. It's great to be here. Again, new show, new colors, new music, everything. Let's ramp up this show, but let's get right to it. If you enjoy the content, if you enjoy the dedication, if you enjoy everything that I bring to the table, consider hitting that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you do not miss when I upload. And to returning subscribers, thank you as always. Make sure you hit the like button because we've got a whole new year with all new episodes, all new videos, and you are not going to want to miss this train ride. So subscribe, notifications, and also check out my sponsor, Rogue Energy, the next best healthy alternative energy drink. Start off your year with a nice energy drink. Find your flavors, link in the description, and save yourself 10% off with a promo code Technoid. All that out of the way, let's get it going. So story number one, the main story, Apple in 2021. Now, as you know, I don't like to create my own speculations and my own rumors, so I'm going to be banking this off of the news that we have gathered from pretty much from last year into this year, and also what we can realistically expect with Apple in this direction. Because as you know, Apple is in a weird kind of transition with Macs, iPads, iPhones, software, concepts, and everything. So it's very important for me to do this without ranting off and just saying what I want to see. So I'm going to do this list based off of realistic facts, evidence, rumors, and concepts that have been given to us throughout the months. Now, just to get it out of the way, let's discuss the first things that are a guarantee surefire. We're definitely going to get new Apple Watches, iPhones, and all our software. So let's just clear that out of the way. But let's start off with the first product that we can expect in 2021, and that is the mini LED iPad Pro. I have been covering that to a T, which you can check out in my previous episode, and I have been watching and monitoring this iPad, and it's a big deal because this new technology that mini LED is going to bring is going to revamp Apple's iPad lineup with the cheaper end and also the expensive end, because this technology opens the door for newer people, newer consumers, and they try out a new spec with this iPad. Because you take a look at the regular panels that they have now, they're nothing once mini LEDs get in. The next thing we can expect is AirTags. We have been overdue for AirTags. It seems like Apple's gonna finally pull the trigger. It's only a matter of when they're gonna pull the trigger. The question is, where and how? Are we gonna see this debut at WWDC? Are we gonna see this in the first quarter, the second quarter? Who knows? All I know is that we can definitely expect that. The next thing we can expect are more Macs to transition into the M series chips, their own Apple silicone CPUs. And the first product to do that in 2021 is definitely, in my opinion, going to be the iMac. We are going to expect that. For a while, we have been wanting a redesign. We have been wanting so much from that. And this fits in perfectly with the rumors we've been hearing that Apple is working on the new iMac with the Apple silicone chips. But also, if they give a design refresh, that ties everything in nicely. So that is another product to be on the lookout for. The next one is the cheap AirPods, the alternative to the AirPod Pros. This is not a cheaper version of the AirPod Pros, rather this is a refresh of the standard AirPods that we have now. You know, the ones that have been around since 2017, those designs, the one size fit all. It looks like Apple is going to revamp that size, and it's going to give it a nice indulgence, as we've seen some concept images come out. We have seen speculations, and we've heard from Ming-Chi Kuo himself that they are expected to ship these in the beginning of Q1 or delay them to Q2. So that is another product to be on the lookout for. Now I'm going to throw in a few wild cards because these products we haven't heard much about, but there's a hearing possibility that they could be in the works. Definitely a wild card would be a new Apple TV. While While Apple hasn't prioritized the Apple TV as of yet, there are still a high demand and the sales speak for themselves. The Apple TV, while it's not the best selling streaming device, it is one of the best. It has a great software in tvOS, has great integration, but the hardware is starting to show its age. It's using an A10X and it has to get updated. We're on the A13, almost to the A14, or maybe it's vice versa around. I don't know. I just got back from a New Year's Day party, so I'm kind of tired. The point is, that's a wild card because again, we don't know much about it, but there are rumors going around saying that the biggest spec will be the internals and it will be for Apple Arcade. So that's a wild card to be on the lookout for. Next thing is a refreshed AirPod Pros. Now this is another wild card because while we do know the cheaper AirPods are expected to come, we don't know for sure if there's going to be a refreshed AirPod Pros. Now, here is the thing. The AirPod Pros are only a year and a half old. If you want to go by specs, they're going to be a year and a half because they came out in 2019 and then they had a whole year this year and then next year will be 2. I don't expect them to announce it in the beginning. I would expect this to come towards the end when it reaches the second year. So if this was a refresh in the works, I would expect a new Bluetooth chip, definitely have a slimmer design because those stems, while they are smaller, Apple could definitely tweak it, but most of all, it would be an internal refresh. And that's something I think Apple's gonna do. Couple of more products before we move on. And another wild card is a refresh of the iPad mini. Now, as you know, the iPad mini has been selling pretty decently. It's got some good numbers in there and a lot of people are finding it useful. The only reason why I put this in a wild card is because of 2 things. Number 1, Ming-Chi Kuo has said that even though the iPad Pros and iPads are going to be getting mini LEDs, there is going to be a transition and not all iPads are going to be in this transition phase. So we don't know exactly where the iPad mini sits, but if the rumors are correct from what I've been covering, it seems the mini will have a cheaper mini LED display that will also be kind of like the barrier between the budget and the expensive and of course the Air. So it's kind of like that middle ground where it's a small tablet but multitask. And finally, the last thing, and then we got to move on to the next story, and that's really it for this episode. The last thing that I think you should definitely expect from Apple in 2021, and this is just my personal opinion, so I'm going to put my opinion, but I definitely think we should keep an eye, in all honesty, on in what I'm calling a wild card. Now this wild card is random. I don't expect it to come out, but I think we should keep our eyes on the refreshed MacBook Pros. We already had a 13-inch, but there have been many rumors of the MacBook Pro 14 and 16-inch, and a lot of people are saying it's gonna happen. Well, there are some rumors saying that Apple might be doing it, but I'm a little bit kind of iffy on that. I don't know exactly where that would fit in the time slot because as you know, last year, they had to release so many products in different times. So we'll have to wait and see when that story builds. But that's everything that I can think of based off all of the research, all of the information, and everything that I've been provided, what I personally think, and also what the info shows, what Apple can realistically expect going into 2021. Now, of course, this is not just my own affiliation, but it's based off of all the research and time that I've spent covering these stories. If you disagree with anything that I've said, make sure you comment down below and let me know what you think you can expect from Apple. And if you just don't agree, well then, to each his own. Last story, the one that I wanted to talk about is the Samsung TVs. Now, as you know, Samsung is one of the kings of television. They are a multi-functional company. They make refrigerators, at-home applications. They make so many things, and TVs are one of their best ranges right now. And apparently their new QLED TVs have a breakthrough feature. They are going to not only feature HDR10 Plus in these upcoming 2021 models, but they will be adaptive lighting. They will use the lighting based off of the surroundings to adapt the quality. That is technology that is found in the iPhones and in smartphones where it uses the display. It's like True Tone display for the iPhones, where it uses the lighting to match the color to make it more vibrant and closer to what that was interpreted in your area. So if it's nice and yellow or coolish, it will dim the lights, it'll match the lights in the room. And that's very cool because as you know, HDR10 Plus is high quality, high definition range. I've seen it in the Samsung phones and hopefully maybe soon Apple. But just imagine this, your TV can now adapt to your environment surrounding. We're getting more and more closer to this technology making a big breakthrough, and I wanted to share it with you guys because if you are a fan of televisions, I cannot wait to what 2021 brings. And Samsung, I gotta give them props for this. This was a nice way to bring into the TV market. And that is it for today's episode of Technoid. Now again, guys, this was a long episode, but I appreciate it if you've made it through. Thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, you know to hit that dislike button. It helps circulate my videos anyway. As always, everyone, happy freaking new year. Enjoy today. We are in a brand new dawn. 2021 is upon us. Follow me on Twitter at Technoid12. Thank you all for watching and peace.